And, then, and hello, we are. This is the Only Murders in the Building. You have me laughing. We came on Only Murders in the Building After Show Season 2 reaction here on JLJ Media. I am the JLJ of JLJ Media, James Lott Jr. Of course. Hello, and I'm here with my co-star, co-host, and co-fan of this amazing Hulu series, Aaron D. Wallis. Hi, Aaron.
Hello.
So let folks get a chat room. I gotta do the church announcements I always do. This is the Only Murders in the Building After Show. We did season 1. You can find it here on JLJ Media. It's only video. We didn't do any audio. It's just video. I know I offer things usually in both. This case, like I said, I'm just gonna do it as a video thing because really it's just the whole season overview. And so you can check that out here on JLJ Media, of course. So thank you for doing that. While you're here, my super chats are available. So super chat us if you want to support the channel. Where does your money go? It goes down my pockets. No, what it does is, well, I'll just tell you the truth. No, it actually goes to be hiring help to help me with back end office stuff, hiring people to do my producers, for my music, pay people to do my graphics, all my designs, everything else. Else pay for people to help me do stuff. I can't do everything. I can't.
No, it's hard.
It is. He knows. We do. We are entrepreneurs. We are solopreneurs. We are all those different names. I'm not a mompreneur. I'm a dadpreneur. And so do I say so? We do everything ourselves, but I like to help the economy and give jobs to other people. So that's the thing there. So that's where it goes. And of course, you're supporting the channel, period. And also, I just got to say this: check out my classes, my events. I have all these events coming up. I have like 10 of them coming up before the end of the year. They'll be listed in the chat, in the thing. Check them out. I have some great stuff coming out. A Taraya event. I have a Christmas event, a Halloween event. I'm teaching you how to do YouTube lives, how to do audio drama writing and producing. I'm doing all this stuff for you. So check that out. Wherever James Lott Jr.'s are, you'll find it everywhere. So I'll say that. And Aaron D. Wallis, of course, has his own series. Tell me what you do. It's your chance to promote.
I host a podcast with my friend Tommy called Queers and Soaps. We do it weekly. It's more of a nostalgia podcast. It's getting those feels from what you used to love from the soaps. Then I have Tomorrow's a New Day, which is an audio drama like what James does. And at the moment, that's all I got. I got more coming.
That's all you got. Those are good starts. You do a lot of different things within the Queers and Soaps. You have this. You have the Southern Network, or whatever they call it. About that, you have that too.
I'm still working on that. That's an up and coming project.
Yeah, and you have Old Cove, which is an up and coming project also.
That's an up and coming project.
I'm going to teach him how to promote himself. I'm going to promote him for you. Follow him at Queers and Soaps. Aaron D. Wallis, wherever you find, follow him. He has a bunch of projects out and coming up. And I'm on the new upcoming season of Tomorrow's New Day.
I'm too humble. I'm humble sometimes.
We don't have time for humble. We have time to promote.
You should do a class about promoting yourself.
And actually, I do. It's on November 12th. Oh. Then you need to sign up. You need to go and sign up. It's November 12th. I say how to promote the JLJ way. I'm dead serious. I have a class going on November 12th.
See, I'm great at promoting everyone else, but when it comes to me, it's like, yeah, I do this little thing,
And you don't. You do more than that. So you're going. I get to November 12th is my class on how to promote yourself. Like, literally. That was perfect setup. Thank you, Aaron. That was perfect. You walked right into that. But we're talking about the Hulu series. Only Murders in the Building. It did 2 seasons. It's coming back for a 3rd. That ending is hilarious.
I'm so excited.
And it was like he showed up. So there are spoilers, folks. I got to make sure I put this in the thing. There are spoilers. So I know folks are still discovering it. Actually, I have friends who are still. I discovered it late too. You watched it when it first.
I did. I did.
So actually, explain again. You did explain it kind of in the first one, but now they're on the second show. Explain how you came to this.
I just love a good murder mystery. So that's why I was drawn to it. Plus, I love Selena Gomez and Steven. I love the main cast of it. So that's what drew me to it. I watched it live from the moment it started till where we're at now.
I'm saying for you, so did you watch it? You watched season 1 when it first came out, and then season 2. Did you find? I found it all later.
Oh yeah, no, I was having to wait week by week.
Wow.
To watch. It took me back to my teenage years to when I would be like, I gotta wait a whole week.
I can't imagine.
So,
I got to binge watch. I can't imagine. I'm like,
yeah, I was like, oh, come on, I want more. I want more. It was hard to watch it weekly because they gave you like three, I think, at once.
oh,
And then, it's like, oh, the rest are weekly. And you're like, I need it now. I want it now.
I
I'm greedy.
know. It's like the show is because my sister and I were watching it, and she surpassed me. She was like, I couldn't wait any longer because we were binging it together. We were binging it together, supposedly together. And she went past me, and then she was done before I was. I'm like, well, that's not fair. But I get it. And so you want to watch the next episode. And so if you had to watch it like you did, and maybe you might did at home too, I'd be going nuts.
Yeah, the
I'd be
second
going nuts.
season, I did have a little break because I didn't pay my Hulu that time on time. Because I put it, I try to put all that stuff on like a prepaid card, and I put money on it, and it takes it out. So I was being lazy. It's like, okay, I'll put more money on my card later. But then I got like 4 weeks behind. I was like, oh my gosh, only Murders in the Building. I have to watch it. So I had to binge those four. And then I had to go back to watching it week by week. And I was sad. I was like, I should have just waited a few more weeks.
That's so funny. It's so funny. You're like,
because I prefer to binge it because it's so good.
Yes, I got to figure because now that I am aware of the show and season 3 is coming, I got to figure out how I'm going to do that.
Well, and season 2 came really fast. They did season 1, and then I was like, okay, it'll be a year. I think came before a year was.
Wow.
Yeah, the season 1 was in October of 19, and then came back in June.
Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah, that's quick.
Yeah.
I didn't know. So no, I didn't catch any at all. I got to do season 1, then season 2. I got to do the whole thing. It was kind of fun. Okay, so this, end of the season before, everything is wrapped up. We're all pretty good. They're having champagne. They're on the rooftop of the Arconia. Host toasting. Cute jacket. Those are cute coats. And then I almost said Selena. Mabel comes downstairs to get some more champagne. And then the guys come down and they're told to get out of the building. They go downstairs to Mabel's and Bunny's dead.
I know. And when the season finale, I was like, oh, okay, Bunny's dead. That's whatever. I grew to love Bunny in season 2, where I was like, oh my gosh, now I'm sad they killed her.
That's the thing, right? Because we don't know our neighbors.
We just knew what that bad side of, if you made her angry.
Yes. I ended up liking her too, towards it. In her death. I ended up liking her. But they got arrested. So it was the whole thing about the only murderers in the building. That was kind of a funny thing. And you're like, okay, so like there will be a season 2. Got it. Okay, so now they're still moving on. I was kind of curious. Is this a one-trick pony? Because like, okay, you did it. Please go ahead.
No, I was wondering like, how are they going to go forward? How are you going to? There's only so many murders that can happen in a building complex before it's like, like what is this Melrose Place in the pool?
Yeah, exactly. I'll never forget when Brooke hit her head in the pool. You could hear it. Clunk. That's the Melrose Place reference. Sorry. But no, yeah. So I was like, okay, well, because there's shows like 24, Prison Break, where you're like, well, 24 went on for 8. He had 8 bad days. That was crazy. Think about it. And I always laugh. I go, he goes, I gotta be there in 20 minutes. I'm like, you're in the valley. You gotta be in Inglewood. That does not happen in Los Angeles. Like, at 5 p.m. That's another story. About that. But no, so I was like, okay, so they're setting this up because they were arrested. Like, that's actually an interesting turn of events. And again, this season reminded me, I did not know I needed these 3 people in my life, but I love them. They're so Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez are so good together. It's weird. And like it's like I just never would have pictured them. And I get like you, I like all of them separately, but I never pictured.
Yeah. Well, no, and it's weird just seeing a friendship form over like generation. Like they're all completely opposites. They would probably never be friends unless they were just pushed together.
Yes.
And that's what I loved about it.
That's why I get you, because I have friendships of different ages, and that can happen. I mean, that's the thing. It's like And sometimes things like this kind of world you and I are in bring us together. And that's kind of what was Days of Our Lives. Ross got other things bring us together. So that's what's so funny. I think it's realistic. It can happen. You can have older friends and younger friends, and if you have a common interest. So I think that's something that's very, very important.
That's what I love about their podcast. The people that like their podcast,
yes,
they're all so different, so unique.
Yes,
and just completely, you're like, wow, they try to cover all the spectrum.
Oh my god, those fans are hilarious.
It's like I'm watching myself. I see, I'm like, ooh, I've done that before. Ooh,
that's so funny.
This is hitting home.
Well, which one are you? Are you the guy in the wheelchair? Are you the chick? Are you the main guy who's an actor? His name is Jabuki. He's an actor. He's an actor comedian. I mean, like, which one? He was the one who's a fan of what's his name, who always talks about everything he does in his life.
Oh, that'd probably be me.
That's you.
I will go up to people. I will find a way to talk about my podcast. I wait till the moment, and I'm just like, oh, hey, I've got this podcast.
That's Oliver. Oliver talks about everything. He talks about everything. That was always about his life. That reminds me of the time me and Liza Minnelli, and like he always had these outrageous stories. And his dips. Which I love, that played into towards the end of the season. The bag of dips. It's like, I mean, that Mabel used to hit the guy. So these three are out there. They're doing great. And what's funny is now we got to find out who killed Bunny. We know that they didn't do it. We know Mabel didn't do it. But I'll tell you, every episode is very interesting because they would end on these cliffhangers. Every episode would end on something, and every episode, and many of the episodes would give us a backstory of one of the characters and give us backstory of Bunny, her routines, her going across the street. And I love this show really ties it all together. Like, when the killers finally revealed, they were like, really? But then they kind of connect the dots. Like, it kind of makes sense. But the whole thing was just like, it was the show really did, for being such a comedy and kind of lighthearted and kind of whatever. It was just interesting. And having Lucy come on, the stepdaughter, who played actually a big part this season, and revealed a major thing that actually is a big part of the Arconia and the season. The secret door and these tunnels.
I was not expecting. I was like, oh, so okay, now we have all these secret ways of going here, going there. It was smart. I mean, it's very well written.
Very well written. I couldn't believe that part. So they had that come out. So we have that, and then Lucy was there the night of the murder.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, ooh, that's interesting, because it opens with her talking to her phone. But we don't. I mean, it's crazy. It's just so crazy that she was actually in the tunnel. I guess they're tunnels, wherever they are. Just behind the floorboard. Passageways. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Passageways. Oh my god,
I love a good secret passageway.
Oh, you would. No, you would. I used to. I could find it again, I guess. But the part that was funny was when pregnant girl and her man about to get it on. That was, oh my god, that was hilarious. Oliver was like, that was kind of funny, but kind of scary too. I'm like, ooh, that's all. Ooh, scary stuff.
Surprise! I love the bird too.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is. What's her name again? I forgot the bird's name.
I can't remember, but I just know every time I talked, I was just like, like.
I know it's so funny. The bird just talking, and I thought the bird revealed something, but the bird really didn't reveal anything. So we just say things. I thought it was gonna be a big plot point, but just more of whatever.
It's just
and the other big plot point this season was Oliver's son, or should I say, not his son.
I was not expecting that. I was like, oh, it's like what was even to me more surprising is who the father was. Like, they wrapped it into Nathan Lane's character. And I was just like, what? I
know. And that whole scene. Okay, Nathan Lane, I will say this. This is a role we've never seen him play before, really. And he was scary. He was believable. And the whole role with his deaf son was very interesting. And how that all played out, kind of. But yeah, that he's actually the father of Oliver's son. But the way it happened was interesting, where Oliver tried to play it off like, no, I'm just part Greek. I'm Greek-ish and all this stuff. But the son got it. He knew it. I love the whole exchange. It was like, he loves his dad. It's not, and then when him getting into a fight, with homeboy in the elevator, and then they don't have drinks, and he goes like, now we're even. He's still my son. Leave me alone. You're over here. And I thought that was very cool. Actually, it was like it all came full circle, so to speak. But it's like, wow, that storyline I didn't expect to come up at all. Like that was just like.
So what do you think of them giving Mabel a girlfriend? Like, I was kind of shocked.
Me too.
I wasn't expecting it. I was like, okay.
But it felt. Well, I guess because she's I guess she's millennial, I guess, or she's Gen Z. I guess she's millennial. It felt very hipster to me. Like, she's in New York. She's a chick. The other girl's an art chick. She's an art chick. Because she was with dudes, with the guy who was in prison, she was in dudes before. And, right, they didn't go the direction of her, the guy who came out, her friend. They didn't go that direction. So it's like, this feels kind of, that's what I didn't feel anything bad about it or good about it. I just felt like it was like, okay, so he's doing a little queer element in there. Sure, why not, I guess. But it felt a little hipster kind of to me, like that. Yes, this generation is sexually fluid these days, and because it's a girl, it's a little easier. Because most guys, there's some sexually fluid guys I know are out there. I don't want to say there aren't, but they don't really portray that very much. So it's kind of, it's just very interesting. But I was shocked they did too. They went that direction. But then her storyline was weird too. When I think it was Alice, when she showed up at that thing towards the end of the season, and she recreated, I'm like, oh my god, that was.
Are you talking about the killer reveal party?
Yes.
I love when it's like, is it a killer reveal party or is it a killer reveal party?
That whole thing was hilarious. That was hilarious too. But her part of the storyline, I'm thinking, in the first place, like she did it. And it almost makes sense, but then it wasn't her, which we'll get to that later. But yeah, her whole thing, I was like, okay, I guess, I was sad that they did cover up that whole mural in the end. I was like, I like that mural. That's the opening of the series.
I did too.
I like that mural. I didn't like that part. So that was kind of weird. But anyway, yeah, they're together. But the weirder relationship, folks, Charles and crazy bitch who's in jail. I love her. Her name is Amy Ryan. I love her in real life. She was like, we're broken up. I mean, I was just like, oh my god.
I felt like, I was like, oh boy, you better hope she don't get out, because if so, you gonna die. Like, she gonna get you.
He said, you tried to kill me. Oh well, and just her whole thing was so hilarious to me. And she was like, well, we're together. And then he was kind of like, had feelings for her still. It was like, okay, Charles. Like, that was so, oh my god, that was so funny.
Like, yeah, you tried to kill me, but all relationships have their problems.
Their problems. I mean, she was just like, oh my, but she did give us some insights of how someone thinks.
I wish she kind of would have been like, well, but did you die?
Right, exactly. You're still here. Like, well, hi V. Hi everybody in chat room. So I say hi to everybody in chat room. My sister's in the chat room.
I love the glitter bomb. Yes,
that was a great idea. So they're going to try to catch they want to try to catch the killer, and Oliver has all these ideas because he's theatrical. He's a producer, director, and the glitter thing was hilarious. And I did think it was home. So Michael Rappaport comes on and plays a dick, which he usually does. That's what he does in shows. So he was good at it. And I really thought it was him. I mean, they gave us so many different people. You were like, is that him? Is that him? Because every episode, again, would end on a cliffhanger. And there was one episode where they're tracing Selena's journey and how she likes puzzles. That whole thing. But at the very end, she walks into her house. We're like, are we gonna finally see who's there? And she goes, and it goes to black. I'm like, they're showing us her whole journey, how her dad like puzzles. And her dad, if you're a soap opera fan, that's Mark.
On my children in Riverdale.
Oh, he's in Riverdale too? Okay.
Yeah.
I know foreign children. And I was like,
if you've never seen him as a villain, he's really good as a villain on Riverdale. Really? Oh yeah.
I just know him as All My Children. He looked good, of course. But we see that he died of cancer and the whole thing, but how he enjoyed puzzles from backwards without seeing the picture. I thought, that's interesting.
That's a way to teach you patience.
Yes, that is. And I love puzzles. So I was like, that's interesting. And I just love the kind of magic of that episode where the puzzles are going up, where she's trying to piece things together. Some great imagery. But we got more of her story a little bit, because we know her mom is, like I said, we got more of her story. And it played into her piecing together her that she couldn't remember what happened. I mean, he couldn't know what's going on. It's like, but I just love it. They almost show us and they stop, like, no, no, I want to see it. I want to see it. I swear it. But they decide to kind of find this person, the whole glitter bomb thing, that car cracks me up also. Oh, that car. It's a cute little car. It's strange looking, but very cute. And they're just arguing back and forth and, doing their little thing. And it's homeboy. I forgot his name already, but he was scary too. And there was that scene with him and Mabel at the boxing gym. Where she stands up to him, and there's that little bit of glitter stuff, but she stands up to him. And I was like, okay, girl, you just working it out. Very interesting.
Now, at any point, did you think it was Cinda? Was like, oh my gosh, she created these podcasts. Like, she's been like, just none of her podcasts are real. She's just, that's where I went. I was like, oh my gosh, she's probably been framing or killing people to make podcasts. I mean,
and see, that was my thought too, because you saw early in the season, I'll just come back around for it, I forgot his name, when he tells his story, that he goes to this small town for that original murder, which revealed she ain't dead. It's Poppy. She's not even dead. That's another big reveal. Like, what? Like, I didn't know this. I didn't know that storyline even be anything. Like, I didn't know. It got bigger.
She was there all throughout season 1. So
right.
With Cinda, and you're just like, okay, they're just season 2 brought them in. It's like, we actually had a plan all along.
Right. It was so weird. It was like, okay, so I was like, oh, that's good. But I thought it was her stupid. But when he looks and goes, I go to the bar and I meet her, and we see Cinda. So later on, we see over there it's homegirl, but we don't know that. So I'm like, oh my God, they're working together. That's my first like, oh, it's like, but then that doesn't work as it either. And I just have to mention the scene where oh my God, where Jane Lynch's character, I'm blanking on her name, who plays his stunt double, breaks up with the girlfriend in jail. That's what she would do. She's a stunt double. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Also,
I thought it was fun, the reboot aspect of Brazos.
Yes.
That's very much what happens these days. I love, oh no, you're in the wheelchair. You don't do nothing because they're afraid that he's a murderer. So.
Yes, Poppy was very awkward. Yes, she was very awkward, but she's just around. I just thought, but
I thought she was just nervous of Cinda.
Yeah,
like, she's in this orb of this powerful, strong woman.
Yes,
and I'd be the same way. I'd be like,
Yeah.
So I just thought that's why she was awkward, not because she had faked her death.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I was just like, I decided that. So, please.
One thing I think I love, the reason I love this show so much is it's got so many elements of soap operas in it.
Yes.
So many.
Yes. It's crazy. Wait, hold on 1 second. I'm doing a live show right now. Just show right now.
Because like Jane Lynch's character could, in a sense, be Charles's twin since it's his double.
Yes, his double was just hilarious. That's a woman. That we feel in season 1 was hilarious. Like it's a woman, like of course. But yeah, the whole thing of him being in a wheelchair, having dementia, that was kind of fun. That's what they would do for the younger people, and that was the whole thing. But of course, in the end, of course, he gets out of the wheelchair as a big hit. But that was very Hollywood. That was very, very Hollywood to do that. But meanwhile, so we're still trying to piece all these things together. And one of the things they decided to do was kind of go by her day. They showed us her day. They showed her last day on Earth. That was kind of cool too, where she wakes up, the bird, of course, and how she meets up with the guy and gives him extra money.
I know they gave Bunny a heart, and you're just like, oh.
They did, and then her and her friend cussing at each other. That's two old ladies. That's what they would do in New York after going shopping, what we were doing, and they kind of cuss at each other, and you whatever, I'll call you later. And I love that. I love it. But we all have old friends. We're old. I make sure I have an old friend I can cuss at. I'm old.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a Golden Girls theme. Like that's if I had to be like that, I wouldn't mind a setting like that. Have roommates.
A lanai.
Have cheesecake.
Yeah. Yes, Bunny had a heart. She had that's the thing. She had a heart. It's my thing. I have family from New York. I know New Yorkers like my ham. And so it's true New York. Hard shell, soft inside. Because New York's a place that's very rough. It's an urban concrete jungle. The weather, we will be here, we'll be there. Yeah, we're old people. My sister's like, we'll be there together. Yeah, we'll be together, sis. We'll be old people together, cussing at each other. Or I'll be cussing at you one or two. But it's harsher weather, harsher conditions, the subways. It's like you just kind of New Yorkers are known for being East Coasters are known for being rough, a little rougher than anybody else.
Yeah,
they are. Boston, Connecticut, they all kind of have that East Coast thing. You're in the South, so Southerners are known to be genteel and kind of have manners and etiquette.
We hide our critiques or judgment with compliments or like feeling sad. Well, bless your heart.
Yes,
that can be so many things.
Yes, exactly.
In so many ways too.
Yes. So, but New Yorkers are very much. But it showed that she cared for her bird. She wanted to help the guy out because he needed some extra help. And she was actually a decent person.
She was just lacking closer friendships.
Yeah. And the whole thing about her
moment.
Were you shocked when it was revealed she wanted to change her mind and not retire?
Yes, and I was like, okay, that sounds about right. I wouldn't want to, she's giving up all that power, just go to Florida.
I know, it's Snowbird.
So I thought it was fun. She's like, I don't want to go.
Yes, I love that. It's like she was like, and Homegirl was like, no, bitch, you're done. But in fact, she also knew every aspect of everybody's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This person, this, that person, this. Make sure that and Homegirl was like, yes, by the door, we need that. Like she knew, like her job wasn't. She took her job seriously. It wasn't just
Yeah.
That's the same thing that happened. There's a scene later in the season that I thought was very sweet when the elevator stopped working. And it was the doorman and the new lady, the Asian chick who had her baby. And she's just a dick to him, of course. And then realized he was more valuable than you would think. Mm-hmm. And in New York, doormen are very popular, very famous, popular in New York too. That they don't just open doors. It's almost like I always make little jokes about greeters at Walmart or whatever like that. But I used to work in retail, and greeters were very important. Hi, how you doing? It's like it's a simple thing, but like it's not. It helps set the tone if you have a good experience or not. And sometimes they can help you with other things. They're not just saying hi to you. They actually, if you need help with this or my back. And I just love that he was able to put together her package, put it together for her. Talked about his life a little bit. and she said, "I'm gonna give you a raise and a new title." And you should keep sometimes the old world is okay. Yes, you should always advance, evolve, but there's some things that don't go out of style, I think. And because I'm old, I feel that way, but I thought it was a great way of just saying there's some things, there's some traditions that should last, right?
No, I agree.
I like that. So that was kind of a fun thing with her. We get to see more of them. Also, this season, I like that Lucy, and she's like a no nonsense girl, but she's a little sensitive, and that her and Charles got along.
Yeah,
they got along. And he kept trying to get rid of her, but she kept coming back. But she kind of added to the group. So I kind of like that she added to the group. So it's kind of funny that he has his stepdaughter, Oliver has a son, and then Mabel has her family, so to speak. We met her mom, her cousin, all these kind of things. So it's kind of like that's in there, that's in the universe of, but they all live in the Arconia. Like they have their things, but they all live there. And I thought it was kind of interesting. So twists and turns, don't know who did it, who didn't do it. We think it's everybody going to do it. They have this gigantic party. That's hilarious. Tie up homegirl. We think it's her. They think it's Cinda, but no, it's not her. It's Poppy.
It's Poppy.
I was shocked. I was actually shocked. I usually can guess some of these things sometimes. I did not see that.
I was not expecting her to be the killer. I wasn't.
No.
Well, and I'm like, yeah, I can normally kind of guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell a red herring just because I'm so used to them on soaps.
Yes.
Not expecting Poppy.
No, not at all. And that's funny, that nasty sandwich. What was that sandwich?
I just know it's 14.
Oh yeah, it's very 14 Savage. That's only 14 Savage. That's only because his last name was Savage. Oh, we have it not showing Poppy at all. And that's but that sandwich is like something gross. Like it was gross. It was really gross. I can't think of it. If somebody in chat can tell what the sandwich was, that'd be kind of funny. I was like, ugh, gross.
Yeah, I remember thinking, oh.
It was like it was just grody.
And then I'm like, okay, well, that looks like something Poppy would eat.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm like, gross. Also, we have to mention a very special storyline part and a very special guest, the Oscar winner, the woman. I was shocked. I was like, that. Well, first of all, we had Amy Schumer, which was kind of funny.
Oh, she was our Sting.
Yes,
yes,
she was.
She wanted.
She's doing all these renovations without asking them for permission or whatever. So it was good. So that sounds like Amy Schumer, of course. But we had the wonderful. Who did we have this season that came on?
Shirley MacLaine.
Oscar winner Shirley MacLaine. I was like, who was actually the artist Rose, but also the mother of Buddy.
Right.
And lover of Charles's father.
I've always loved Shirley MacLaine. Weezer will always be. I think it's a Southern movie as well, so it's just very. You can't help but love it.
Well, for me, of course, I'm a little older than you are. It was Terms of Endearment was first.
Oh, okay.
That famous scene of her, give my daughter my pills. My daughter needs her pills. And then, of course, Steel Magnolias, of course, and other things she's done. She's done a bunch of things, but yes,
and tons of.
She's a singer, actress, dancer, all this stuff. And Warren Beatty's sister. It's kind of weird. But her popping up was like, oh, okay. And I love that we found out that the one painting was not the real one, and the other painting had a painting also in it, which showed Charles that his dad really did. And going back to the father, we had a story about that too. The dad really wanted to be a good dad to him. He just couldn't, or whatever, just couldn't work it out. That was very sweet. That was very, very sweet reveal. That was the best storyline I know. It was sweet because that whole thing with Homeboy's package in the picture, that was hilarious. That probably made you cry. I know I didn't cry, but I got a little teary-eyed a little bit. I didn't cry, but I got a little teary-eyed when he realized his dad did love him. He just didn't.
I was kind of like, yeah.
Aaron's jaded. He's jaded.
I have daddy issues.
I do just why I cried. I'm dead because I do. Me too.
But I was just like, okay, so when are they gonna let us know about the next thing you did that was bad? That's where I am when it comes to dads.
Yes, that's so funny. I like that. So yes. But I thought it was kind of sweet. So they kind of tied up that story a little bit too. It's like, okay, so that's about the Arconia. That's what's going on there. And he always had a lingering issue with that, but that was very sweet. And when she was like cutting it open, I was like, that's cute. I like that. Like I said, again, there's all these mini storylines within storylines, but it was like not overwhelming. But it was like there was a lot of storylines.
They started peeling that onion.
Yes. Even with Oliver's son trying to be a director himself, and having Oliver hello, you're in your blood, which is not his blood, obviously, but he just was there for him, and I thought that was very cool.
What I like that relationship.
Me too. And also, you guys, if you didn't notice this, I noticed this when I was looking at it. I love the theme song, the best theme song on earth. I love the opening. Now, at the very end of each opening, it's a different. The woman's walking something different every time.
Is she?
Yeah, season 2, you have to go back and look at it. There's one where she's walking a chicken. There's one where she's walking the dog. There's another one she's walking. It's like, and there's one where there were fireworks in the end when they had to reveal. So go back and watch the openings of season 2. You'll see different things going on. That's to do with the episode.
See, I normally catch stuff like that.
I never fast forward. I love the opening. It's a quick. I love the music. I love the opening. You go on YouTube, you can watch the opening over and over again. But I love it. But season 2 had different. At the end of the opening, it was different. Like they were walking, just walking something different.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yes, I want to see somebody does it. Like somebody does a collage of it. YouTube, everybody does everything. If I had the time, I'd do it myself, but I don't have time for all that.
I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, I know you don't got time either. I know you don't got time either. But I would do that. But that was a nice little touch. I think that was kind of fun in there, a little fun. And every episode opened like a podcast, so to speak. And they finished their podcast. They finished their podcast for that season also. Poppy got arrested. Homeboy got arrested. The guy, and that's what it turns out. He saw the girl who everybody thought was dead, and they devised a plan. Now I was like, oh, okay. And poor Buddy, may she rest in peace. But then I was like, I heard this is season 3. So I was sitting going, after that all happened, I was like, so, and then Oliver gets a phone call, and then it's a year later. Before you say that, 1 second in chat. They give you Easter eggs in the opening of season 2. Season 1 had the Easter eggs in the end credits, especially the roof scenes or the window. Yes, I noticed all that stuff too. V, I'm with you. So he has to go back and just watch those little things.
Yeah.
But I did. I got those too. Yeah, there's all kind of stuff. That's why I always watched the opening. I always wanted to see it. She-Hulk did the same thing. She-Hulk had had Easter eggs in their credits. So I'm like, okay, so you get the call to produce a Broadway show. A year later. I'm just so glad nothing's happened in a year. It's been so wonderful. Out front, that's what Mabel never say, but backstage, they're having problems with their lead guy, who's Paul Rudd.
I know. I was like, okay, well, it makes sense because Hulu and Fox is in the Disney family, so I guess that gives a little pull for them trying to get him. But that just to me shows how successful the show is if they can get someone like Paul Rudd.
Yes, because I was like, that's Paul Rudd. But then he goes on, before we go on stage, him and Charles are fighting, and Charles says, I know what you did. And all of a sudden, he didn't say what's that last summer? That's a movie. I know what you did last summer. He didn't say that. But he said, I know what you did. And then in the opening of the show, he collapses. and Mabel Santos says, she's
I
like,
love it.
"You gotta be fucking kidding me!" And that's how it is.
That was the best. Like, if that was the end, I
Right?
would be like, "What a way to go out!"
Yeah, I agree. I agree. No, like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I was like, "That's yes."
Yeah.
So now we have another murder mystery, but it's not in that building. It's in a different building. That's smart.
I wonder how much Selena Gomez loves saying lines like that. Because being from Disney,
Yes.
she had to be this perfect little angel. And she probably just is like, fuck, fuck,
Yeah, because she cussed a lot. He said he's
Yeah.
she does. It's hilarious what she does. It's hilarious. But, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I thought that was the best. Oh my god. I have two lines this year. They're my other lines from Days of Our Lives Beyond Salem. And that was when Hope goes, "Holy shit, it's Megan Hathaway." That made me laugh so hard. Hope cussed and said that. And I'm like, that's what I would do too. I would be like, "Holy shit." And that's how so those are my two favorite lines.
Well, yeah, because she's supposedly been dead since the 40s. Or not 40s, but 80s.
Yes. Oh, Charles also threatened and said he told him to stay away from her. He did say that also. Big UV, he did say that also. So something went down. But now we get to find out, and only murders in the building, theater building, clearly, which I think is smart.
Find out the Arcadia had like a theater right behind it.
Right behind it, there you go. It's like there's a tunnel between the two. There's a tunnel between the two. You're not a writer. We can write something. No, but I think it's smart because, like you said, how many murders can you have in the building? I mean, it'd be a parody after a while. So
yeah.
But I think because the show is such a hit. And I watched you can go on YouTube. I watched all the interviews of the three of them on different various shows. It totally works. It's a shame that it's almost a little. I mean, they only go so long, I guess, with this. It's gonna have to end at some point. But I don't want it to end. So I'm like, I don't want it to end.
Not for a while, anyways.
And on Apple Plus, if you have, which I have, Selena Gomez's documentary is coming out shortly, and I can't wait to watch it. Looks really
good. I've always enjoyed her. I've always liked her.
Yeah, me too. Naturally, yeah. I like her. But
a Cinderella story that she's in is really good too. The music, I love the music from it.
I just like a couple of her songs. I'm too old for her, but I like a couple of her songs.
No, whatever.
Oh, I got my favorite line was Oliver saying that Charles is silent. That's a good line too. There's a bunch, and Oliver said a lot of great stuff. Martin Short's hilarious. He always went these tangents. He would just say these things. Like, back when Liza and I were in the '80s, and he would say these things, which like, what? Okay.
I would love to read the scripts while I'm watching to see how much is improv.
Yes.
Or because I'm sorry, maybe it's because that's just how it worked. But if someone's like, "Oh my god, what if we said this?" I'd be like, "Love it, let's do it."
No, Jeff's sorry. I'm sure if there's ever a behind the scenes, I'll let you know if I find it, and then we'll do a show on it. We'll do a show. We'll watch and do a show on it because I love behind the scenes stuff, and they haven't done anything yet. I haven't seen any documentaries or anything on it, so they might at some point.
Yeah, because they all have some lines that are just like, okay, that's.
You know,
I wonder if that was one of those in the moment type things.
Well, I have a feeling it's Martin Short and Steve Martin. First of all, I'm sure the scripts were loosely, but I'm sure. Especially the comedy stuff. I'm sure that the drama stuff probably was right on, but the comedy stuff, I'm pretty sure it was doctored here and there, which is good. They're two old pros; they can totally do it. I mean, and they're on tour together, so I actually want to see them if they come. So since we have to go see them, if they come to LA, I want to see them. They're touring together, and I was like, that would be hilarious to see them.
Oh, that's fine. I'd like to,
I don't know where you would see. I don't know what would be the closest for you to see if they don't go. If they don't go to.
It'd probably have to be Dallas, or then if they came to Memphis,
okay,
St. Louis or Tulsa. Those are the biggest cities, kind of around Arkansas that I could see them going to. Which Nashville's not far from. It's like 5-ish hours from me, I think.
I've been to Arkansas when I was in Memphis. When we went to Arkansas, so wasn't that far.
Yeah, luckily where I'm at, I say that's one good thing about Arkansas. I'm in the middle, so everything's kind of like an equal distance.
Oh, wow, okay. When you flew out, you go to Little Rock, or do you go to fly out?
Go to Little Rock to wherever. It changes all the time, and then from there is sometimes it can be to Dallas, or it could be to Chicago, or just depending on where the flight decides to go.
Oh, small towns. Just so cute. So cute. I don't have that. I'm in LA, so I'm like, that's cute. Small towns.
I'm just like,
yeah, I know, like, God. No, but you're doing great. Yeah, so this series, I'm telling you, so if you've now, well, like I said, spoilers are in here, but if you've not watched it, you should watch it. I think it's a fun series. 10 episodes per season. There's nothing super gory or super crazy. A little bit of gore, a little bit from the minute, but there's nothing crazy. And it's a lot of fun. Like, it really is. I tell people it's a lot of fun. And now you can binge it. You don't have to wait like Aaron did. You can actually just go through it and literally in an afternoon or an evening be done. If you really want each season, if you really want to do it.
I mean, even the language in it isn't like, if you're someone who doesn't like a lot of language, there's not
no.
It's good how wholesome the show kind of is in some ways.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it either way.
Yeah, no, me too. But you're right. It's not this. So Sherry, the show's called Only Murders in the Building. It's on Hulu. Mm-hmm. So you should check. So seriously, I found it because someone else told me about it, and I saw the actress. I'm like, well, I like all three of them, so let me try and check it out. And literally, because I just finished watching The Flight Attendant right before that, and The Flight Attendant's the bomb. That was not what I thought it was going to be either at all.
Mm-mm.
Those two seasons, and my sister told me she heard that now Kelly Cuoco's sad she ended it.
I had heard things where she's like, well, I guess if there's ever where there could be a season 3,
I loved it.
Yeah. I mean, right now she's with child.
Yeah,
so I'm sure that kind of series wouldn't be good for the bot, because she does a lot of crazy stuff in that show.
Yes, and that second season that's another one. Was crazy. It kept going. Again, another premise. You're like, could this work? And it totally worked.
I kept trying to think, like, man, what? Because I think about the technical aspects, a lot of things. I'm just like, could you imagine filming when there's like 5 versions of you?
Yes.
And it's not like it's not like the camera is just set and they're just cut. It looks, they did lots of CGI of that.
They did, because there are scenes where she was multiple hers.
Yeah.
Before it was just her and the dead guy. As a spoiler, first season. But second season, there was multiple hers because it's her own psyche that she was dealing with. And the whole drinking thing. Anyway, so that's another show. And Flight Attendant, another good one. HBO Max. Actually, seriously, another good one. I'm not a Big Bang Theory person or anybody. I saw the ads for it, and I was like, Flight Attendant, oh, interesting. And I thought it was something totally different.
I have been a Kaylee. Is it Cuckoo?
Okay.
I have always
not
trouble
cuckoo,
saying.
Not cuckoo.
I was like, as soon as my mouth said cuckoo, I was like, that's not it. Why? But I have watched her since 8 Simple Rules. I followed her from 8 Simple Rules to Charmed to Big Bang Theory to Flight Attendant. I've always just loved her.
8 Simple Rules is why I remember her, of course, from that. Yeah. I was a John Ritter fan, so that's why.
See, I was too. And when she speaks about John Ritter, today, I want to cry. Like, I'm like, you were only with him for like a season and 3 episodes, but you created a bond, like a strong bond, because she breaks my. All these years later, I'm still like, when she talks about him.
Yeah, I know.
I miss him too.
He was a legend. He was a legend. He was a daytime. He was a TV legend. John Ritter just did it all. I mean, I grew up with these companies. I mean, that was just like, that was my show.
I wish we could have seen where 8 Simple Rules would have went.
Yes,
because I can only imagine.
Yeah, so it didn't work out. So rest in peace to him, of course.
Yes.
That's our show, you kids. We're in the building. We did it. Season 2. And season 3 happens. We'll be back for season 3 when it happens. But that we'll have to decide, because if it's week by week, maybe we'll do it weekly. If it's week by week, like a proper after show. Yeah. Maybe we'll do that. So we'll see. We'll see how they decide to do this, and we'll figure it out. He's a busy man, got stuff. We'll see if he's available. We'll work it out and stuff.
I'll have my people call your people.
Yes, please do. As I saw John just calling me. So we want to thank you guys for watching in the chat room. Thank you so much for coming in. I know we were already on already. We're towards the end of this. I have some Shakey's Mojos and Shakey's Chickeny, right, sis?
Where is that from?
It's Shakey's Pizza, and I ate the pizza already before my other show. Shakey's Pizza, my sister works for them, but I got this on my own. She didn't buy it for me.
That's not the place we ate at.
No, wasn't there? We ate Shake Shack. Shake Shack.
Okay. John has talked so much about Shake Shacks. He's ready to go back.
Yes, they come back out. Come back out to California. We got room for you. Come on here.
It looks like we might be there in March. So
we heard about some March thing. I mean, somebody said something today on the show I did about March. I was like, March? What's going on? I don't know what's going on. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. Everybody, thank you so much. I know we're just having our own conversation while we're on. I'm like, we love you guys.
My brand. That's my brand. Get off topic.
Get off topic. I love tangents.